to Dining in Your Dorm Room. I'm Karen, or Mom. This is the second video of today that we are attempting to do. The first video did not work out, so moving right along. We decided to do this video as a battle of the tea kettles. Why do I have 3 tea kettles? Good question. Alright, so last year I bought this one. I think it's called Bally or Bally. I don't really know. I thought this would be really good if the power goes out. It makes about 8 ounces, I'm guessing. That makes enough for one cup of hot water, whatever you need it for. I would like to have a cup of coffee in the morning, even when the power goes out. You can charge it up. If I can open that. So the plug goes in here. And you can unplug it and take it on the go. Push the button to turn it on, basically. It comes with this removable cord. And it had this little stake remover packet in it when it came. I immediately opened it, and then it was put in an area where we just don't, we forget about things in that part of the house. So I forgot I even had this. It's apparently 300 watts. So it's not going to draw a lot of electricity. It comes with instructions on how to boil water, in case you weren't sure how to boil water. There is a fill line in here. On the inside it says max. So don't fill it beyond that point. And plug it in, push the button, and wait about 2 minutes. You have to time it yourself, I believe, according to these instructions. And you will have boiling water. Then, my microwave, this is the new one. About a month or 2 ago, our old Kenmore made it about 15 years. It just died. Now, I don't use my microwave a lot, but I do use it to reheat leftovers, to boil water, obviously. Whatever else, if I'm baking and it says to melt chocolate, I'll do it in there. I just don't use it very much, and I don't bake very often, by the way. So it didn't get used a whole lot. If a recipe calls for melted butter, I will do it in my microwave. So that's part of the reason why the microwave lasted so long. We just don't really use it. But I woke up one morning and I was like, oh no, I can't boil water. And what happens if my coffee maker breaks? I do have a coffee maker. So I went out and I bought this. This is a Chefman. I got it for about $10 at Walmart. It comes with this base. You plug that into the wall. You fill this up with water. It has measurements on the outside. And you put it on the base and you push the button down. And when it's done making coffee, this little button clicks back up. And I've never timed it. I don't know how long it takes to make coffee. So I thought, how awesome if we traveled, or if one of my boys actually wanted to boil water, even though they each have a microwave, to have this little collapsible tea kettle, which also comes for some reason with a bag to put it in, to store it in, which is actually not a bad idea. So if you're like me and you don't need to boil water very often, it'll prevent it from getting dusty. It comes with this detachable cord, and then instructions. Basically, there is a max fill line. You can't see it on the inside, but you can see it right here. And you fill it up, and you plug it in, and there are buttons right here. I've never used this. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm going to find out. So we're going to see about how long it takes for the water to boil in each one of these, and which one is the right one for you. This one, I'm not sure if it says how many watts it uses. This one doesn't even have a name. It's just called Foldable Electric Tea Kettle. And I got it off of Amazon, by the way. This is about 850 watts, it says, according to this. 300 watts, I believe that one said. And these instructions somehow got wet. So, I don't know. I will be able to find this very easily. Oh, apparently you can make tea with this. There's an infuser inside here if you want to make tea. Care and cleaning. Maybe as I'm testing out the product, I will find how many watts this uses. Right now, it doesn't tell me anything. It's probably on one of the pages that are stuck together. So, yeah, let's figure it out. Let's see how much time it takes to boil water, and if it's hot enough. Maybe you're a tea drinker. Maybe you enjoy hot chocolate. Or maybe you're like me and you like coffee. So, let's test these out, see which one is right for you. My guess is if you're in a van or studio apartment, this might not be a bad idea because it collapses down like that to save space. If you're a person that's always on the go and you want to bring your water with you, this is more like a thermos. This might be the one that's best for you. But if you're like my parents who boil water all day long because they do drink coffee all day and they do the pour over type of coffee, that might be the one for you. So stick with us. Let's find out which one is the best. Okay, so this is the Chefman, which I bought at Walmart. You might be able to see this. I'm not really sure. It says 1.8 liters. Yeah. And this right here in the middle is where you would put your tea if you're a tea drinker. I am not a tea drinker, so I won't be making any tea. I don't even have any tea in the house, I don't believe. And 1.8 liters is about 7.5 cups of water. I think the minimum, right here it says minimum, is 0.5 liters. So let's take the lid off. Okay. Okay, so this feels like it's possibly magnetic. Nope, there's an arrow saying which direction to twist. And it has these little catches here. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. Where it will catch to let you know that it is locked and secured. I'm going to do the minimum. And we're going to see how long it takes to boil. And then I'm going to pour it out and see how hot it gets. Okay. All right, so here's the button. Ooh, there's lights on it. All right. Now, I did find in the instructions written really, 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 really tiny. It is 1800 watts. So this takes the most energy to use. I'm going to do my best to time it. I don't have a timer, like a stopwatch, which will count up. Like I said, if you boil a lot of water, this will be a good one for you if you use a lot of hot water throughout the day. It's not exactly portable because it is big. It's 7.5 cups. I'm already starting to see bubbles forming. Wow. I was not expecting that so soon. Another reason why it's not exactly portable is because it does use a lot of energy. So if you're using this on a portable battery, you might not want to use this one. It's been about a minute. It's already starting to boil. This is crazy. You can see the steam coming out of it. There it goes. The little lever just popped up. All right, so that took exactly 2 minutes. Exactly. Now, this cord does not plug in. It's not a removable cord from the base. It only plugs into the wall. So I'm going to unplug it. I am going to pour it into a mug. Okay. And we're going to see just how hot this water got. Let's see here. It is saying 182.3 at its hottest. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see. That's going down a little bit more. At its hottest, it was 183 or 182.3, something like that. All right, so that is the Chefman. It is probably better to leave on your stovetop rather than to travel. It is probably better for an apartment or full-size kitchen. I don't think I would use this in a dorm just because of the size. Unless you plan on using it to make food in it. Then it's a 7.5 cup. And you can probably make a pretty decent cup of soup or two in it. I would not take this to travel. It is a little bit heavier. Just a little bit. I'd say about 2 pounds. Tops. And it's not collapsible, so it does take up a lot of room. All right, so that is the Chefman. I got it at Walmart and cost me just over $10. And it uses 1800 watts and it makes a lot of water at a time if you want to, but you can also do tea in it. I'm not exactly sure how this infuses tea, but this is the tea infuser. If you are a tea drinker, let me know how you make tea with that. I have no idea. All right, moving on to the yellow one that looks like a thermos, Bal Bali or Bal Bali. I got it off of Amazon. I don't know what I paid for it. It sat in a spot in our house for a year collecting dust, unfortunately. So let's try that one out next. All right, this is the Bal Bali. Or Bal Bali, however you want to say it. Something I just discovered. You could put a straw, a large sized straw in this. if you want. I don't know why you would want to put a large size straw in a hot beverage. To me, you would want to sip a hot beverage. We don't need the stain remover. So I'm going to put that over to the side. And now I'm going to plug it into the back. Right here, there's a lightning bolt right here. And you just follow the pattern and plug it in. All right. 300 watts. I'm not holding out a lot of hope for this one. Let me move the stove. All right, so the second I plugged it in, you can see that there's a blue light right here. Not sure. Can you see that a little bit better? I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. All right, 300 watts. It says with a hole for a straw for whatever reason. In here. Oh, okay. It's already starting to get warm. I see ya. There is a max fill line, if you can see that. I will fill it to the max fill line. I don't know if it says anything as far as how much that is. Okay, so perhaps plug it in after you put the water in. That is to the max fill line. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to count. I'm going to put the timer on 2 minutes. All right, so stick with us. 2 minutes. We'll check back and see how it does. Something notable to mention here is as I was washing this, I didn't submerge it. It does have this cover here, but I didn't feel like I should get it wet. The instructions don't say anything about not to submerge it or if it's okay to put it all the way in water or not. But it was easy to wash. It wasn't very hard at all. All right, we still have about another minute. Just about another minute, and we'll check. I can hear it doing something. I'm not sure if you can hear this on my microphone. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes. Okay. I'm very carefully going to go to the other side here. I'm going to open this. It does say on here, open seal tape when boiling water, caution hot. Okay, I'm going to open this slowly. It says 157 degrees. Let's see if you can see the steam coming out. I'll show you what it's like in there. It's not boiling, but I think it's trying. I did it for the about 2 minutes as it suggested. Keep it going a little bit more. See what happens after a little more time. Keep the seal tape, as the wording says here, open. Okay, so I heard something at about another minute and a half into this, on top of the 2 original minutes we started with. I could hear that it was boiling, at least it sounded like it. So I pushed this button and the light turned off. Now I can't get it to turn back on. So I wonder if it has to have a period of time to rest. I don't know. It is saying, 101.5. 101.5. Now, my guess is, let me put the lid back on before I do that. I'm going to seal it. So it did eventually get as hot as the Chefman. you can take this with you like a thermos. I am touching this. It is not hot at all on the outside. This is obviously an on-off button. And you can either, ooh, okay, don't push that down. That is pretty hot. That is pretty warm. You can either, I could see maybe a tea bag sticking out of the edge here. If you prefer tea, take it and mix it with some hot chocolate, some instant coffee, and it'll be fine. You take it with you. Drink it when you feel like you're ready to drink it. And let's pour it out into the mug. Oh, it's a little more, the Max line is a little more than one mug. It's now, since it's sat a little bit, let's see, 174, I'm going to say 174. All right, I still have a little bit of water left in there. So yeah, this is the Bali, that was stupid. As you can see, there's more water in it. Okay. I can totally see if you like to take things on the go with you. It's just a little bit more than what an American-sized 12-ounce, I'm guessing this is what these mugs are, ounce size mug is. So, yeah, I would totally recommend this product. It didn't take very long. It took 2 minutes to get to about 150 degrees Fahrenheit. It took about another minute and a half to get up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's not that hard to clean. I can't get my whole hand in there, but you can get a dish rag down there, or you can just squirt some warm water and soap in there, put the lid on, shake it up, rinse it out. Super easy, super easy. All right, so there's that one. Again, Bali, 300 watts. I got it off of Amazon. On to the next. Alrighty, here we go with this one. This is the foldable electric kettle. Literally, that's what it's called. Got it off of Amazon. 850 watts. Comes with this bag that I don't really see a use for. It says do not fill above the max line, which is right about right here. Plug it in. And it doesn't really say what either one of these do in the instructions. So hopefully it's not too hard to figure it out. It says don't open the lid while boiling. When I washed it, it does say to not submerge in water. So yeah, I had to get down there. As you can see, my hand doesn't fit in it, but it's not hard to rinse it out at all. Okay, so let's do this. Let's figure this out. This looks like it has the shortest cord of the three, maybe? Or about approximately the same kind. Okay, so I can see why it says do not submerge. This is open. There's no cover to it. Unlike the yellow tea kettle we just tested out. Okay. Oh, it beeped. It beeped. Let me see if I can turn it. All right. I am going to fill it with some water. 850 watts here, huh? Let's see. It doesn't say how long it takes to boil water, so and it doesn't say how much the max line is. Okay, under really good light you can see. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it where the max line is. All right. So here is this one. There is a button here. Does this do anything? Right? way. Oh, it gives you the temperature. Okay. To 75. Now, over here, if I push this, what does that do? Oh, raises the temperature. Okay, we're going to go all the way up to 180, if we can. Why does it keep going back to that? Okay, just like the other two did. We'll see how long it takes. Boy, let's see. We'll just, I guess, see how long it takes. And how much it holds is, I have no idea. Questionable still. It's been about 2 minutes. The temperature keeps switching around on me. It keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down. See, there goes up. I can't quite tell when it's done, how to tell if it's done. Oh, okay. I see very faintly here, max 0.7 liters. Ooh, that's hot. That is hot. I did not want to touch that. The minimum fill line for the Chefman was 0.5 liters. If that gives you a little frame of reference. Here it is again at 185. Okay, so it says not to open while boiling, but I can't quite tell what it's doing. You can see that there's steam coming out. That is what it looks like. So I got my little handy dandy mug. I'm ready to go. 175, 176. All right. And it was saying 183 while I was doing that. All right, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't really want to touch it. I guess that means it's off. I'm gonna unplug it somehow. Handy dandy little mug. Oh, pouring, not so great. You gotta be careful when pouring. Exactly one mug. Depends on where you're looking here. Right down the middle, 170. Right down the middle of the mug, it's 170. Okay, this is probably the least favorite of mine. The cord's not very long. The controls are a little bit confusing, and you can't boil a lot of water at a time. However, if you're in a van or a studio apartment and you're trying to save room, this might be the way to go. Also, this was off of Amazon as well. Thing I didn't like about it the most was pouring it out and making a mess. As you can see, there's a water mess. So, I mean, I would, if you would recommend this if you had a limited amount of space. Otherwise, I'd say go with the other two, just because of the convenience of the yellow ball volley being more portable. I'd say go for it, and it didn't take that long to boil the water. All three took about 2 minutes. All three of them took about 2 minutes. The ball volley took just a little bit longer if you wanted it to be hotter water, closer to 180 degrees. The most reliable, but the least portable, and the biggest on space was the Chefman. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it. The Chefman from Walmart, Bali, and foldable electric kettle from Amazon. Varying prices, varying sizes. The Chefman takes the most electricity. The Bali, the yellow one in the middle, takes the least amount of electricity. They all take about 2 minutes to boil water, with the Bali being the longest to get to the hottest amount of water as far as the temperature goes. The Chefman will boil the most water, while the Bali and the foldable electric kettle do just over a mug's worth, a 12-ounce mug's worth of water. And the easiest to use is the Chefman and the Bali. The foldable kettle, not so clear as to what we were doing. The most portable is the yellow one, the Bali. That takes up the least amount of space, I guess would be about a tie. This, if you collapsed it, would probably be the winner. Are you always going to collapse it though? I don't know. That's up to you. And the least easiest to pour was the foldable kettle, believe it or not. The other two were really, really easy to pour. And you don't even need to pour on the Bali. You can just drink right out of it, as it is like a portable thermos. Okay, so what is your favorite reason for boiling water? And your favorite beverage to boil water? Hot chocolate, tea, coffee? Or is there another beverage out there that I'm not aware of that you boil water for? There you have it. Let me know which one you think you will be buying or using. If you have one of these, let us know your input. So until next time, bye.